This video is not affiliated with, endorsed by, or sponsored by the National Institute for Automotive Service Excellence, ASE. It is created solely for educational purposes to help viewers expand their automotive knowledge and prepare for ASE-style topics. For official information, study materials, and certification details, please refer directly to ASE.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something really helpful lined up for you. 50 practice multiple-choice questions to test your knowledge and help you study smarter. Whether you're brushing up for an exam, preparing for a certification, or just wanting to strengthen your automotive skills, this video is designed to guide you step by step. Grab a notebook, follow along, and see how many you can get right. Let's dive in and start learning together.
1. The driver reports that the low-air warning light comes on briefly during a single hard stop, then goes off again. What is the most likely cause? A. Minor ABS fault. B. Excessive air consumption due to long pushrod strokes. C. Incorrect governor cut-in. D. Faulty low-pressure switch. Correct answer, B. Excessive air consumption due to long pushrod strokes. Explanation: overstroked chambers use more air per application, causing a momentary pressure drop that can trigger the warning. 2. A vehicle with air brakes is slow to build pressure from 85 psi to 100 psi at high idle. What should be checked first? A. Slack adjuster angles. B. Compressor output and possible leaks. C. Brake shoe thickness. D. Drum diameter. Correct answer, B. Compressor output and possible leaks. Explanation: buildup rate from 85 to 100 psi tests the compressor's ability and overall system leakage. 3. During an applied leak test, a steady hissing is heard at the spring brake valve. What does this indicate? A. Weak foot valve return spring. B. Internal leak in the spring brake valve. C. Plugged quick-release valve. D. Under-adjusted slacks. Correct answer, B. Internal leak in the spring brake valve. Explanation: air heard from the spring brake valve exhaust during application points to internal leakage in that valve. 4. Which condition is most likely to cause a single steer axle brake to run hotter than the other? A. Slightly low tire inflation. B. Over-adjusted slack adjuster on that wheel. C. Undersized air tank. D. Low governor cut-in. Correct answer, B. Over-adjusted slack adjuster on that wheel. Explanation: over-adjustment or drag on one brake causes it to do more work and run hotter. 5. A relay valve is mounted too far from the rear axle it serves. What is the main effect? A. Reduced pedal effort. B. Increased brake lag at the rear axle. C. Higher system pressure. D. Lower air consumption. Correct answer, B. Increased brake lag at the rear axle. Explanation: the longer line distance from the relay valve to chambers increases lag. 6. A technician finds that an automatic slack adjuster does not ratchet when applying full service brakes several times. What is most likely wrong? A. Foot valve leak. B. Worn internal clutch or pawl in the slack adjuster. C. Improper governor adjustment. D. Incorrect tire size. Correct answer, B. Worn internal clutch or pawl in the slack adjuster. Explanation: ASAs rely on an internal clutch or ratchet to self-adjust. If worn, they stop adjusting. 7. A truck equipped with air disc brakes pulls to the right under braking. What should be inspected first? A. Right steer tire inflation. B. Left caliper slide pins and pad movement. C. Air dryer purge cycle. D. Governor unloader. Correct answer, B. Left caliper slide pins and pad movement. Explanation: if the left disc brake isn't applying fully due to sticking slides, the truck will pull toward the stronger right side. 8. The driver complains that the pedal feels spongy on an air brake system. What is most likely? A. Moisture or oil in lines causing compressibility. B. Over-tightened wheel bearings. C. Incorrect drum diameter. D. Governor cutout set too high. Correct answer, A.
Moisture or oil in lines causing compressibility. Explanation: liquids and contamination can make the system feel soft or spongy. 9. A technician notes that the parking brakes apply prematurely at about 50 psi. What should be checked? A. Spring brake valve and tractor protection valve calibration. B. Foot valve travel. C. ABS ECU. D. Quick release valves. Correct answer: A. Spring brake valve and tractor protection valve calibration. Explanation: spring brakes should not start applying until air pressure is in the emergency range, typically 20 to 45 psi. 10. What is the primary function of the service reservoir in an air brake system? A. Store air for non-brake accessories only. B. Store air exclusively for spring brakes. C. Store air for normal service brake applications. D. Dry air for the entire system. Correct answer: C. Store air for normal service brake applications. Explanation: service reservoirs supply the service brakes during applications.
Question 11. A trailer's brakes grab hard at very light pedal pressure. Which is the most likely cause? A. Wet tank overfilled. B. Tractor protection valve installed backwards. C. Too large brake chambers or high friction linings on the trailer. D. Weak compressor. Correct answer: C. Too large brake chambers or high friction linings on the trailer. Explanation: excessive brake torque makes trailer brakes overly sensitive compared to tractor brakes. Question 12. A constant small air leak is detected at a quick release valve even with brakes released. What is most likely wrong? A. Foot valve over travel. B. Debris on the quick release valve seat. C. Undersized reservoir. D. Cracked tone ring. Correct answer: B. Debris on the quick release valve seat. Explanation: contamination can hold the valve slightly open, causing a constant small leak. Question 13. A driver reports that when the trailer supply valve is pushed in, the red trailer ABS lamp does not illuminate during the self-test. What should be checked? A. Tractor ABS sensors. B. Blue ABS power wire to trailer and lamp circuit. C. Spring brake valve. D. Foot valve exhaust port. Correct answer: B. Blue ABS power wire to trailer and lamp circuit. Explanation: without proper power and circuit integrity, the lamp won't perform its self-test. Question 14. When measuring pushrod stroke, the technician forgets to fully release the spring brakes before applying service brakes. What will this do? A. Show a stroke that is too short. B. Give an accurate stroke reading. C. Show an artificially long stroke measurement. D. Damage the air dryer. Correct answer: C. Show an artificially long stroke measurement. Explanation: having spring brakes partially applied adds to pushrod travel, making stroke appear excessive. Question 15. Which condition will most likely cause the compressor to operate at an excessively high duty cycle? A. Oversized reservoirs. B. Widespread air leaks in the service and accessory circuits. C. Undersized brake chambers. D. Short discharge line. Correct answer: B. Widespread air leaks in the service and accessory circuits. Explanation: persistent leaks force the compressor to run more often to maintain pressure.
16. A technician finds that the relay valve on a drive axle has been plumbed with delivery lines in the supply ports and vice versa. What is the likely symptom? A. Fast, harsh brake application. B. No rear brake application or erratic behavior. C. Compressor overheating. D. ABS malfunction only at the front. The correct answer is B. No rear brake application or erratic behavior. Explanation: misplumbing a relay valve prevents proper delivery of air to the brakes. 17.
A tractor-trailer combination exhibits severe wheel lockup on the trailer only during jackknife incidents. What system should be inspected first? A. Trailer ABS and wheel speed sensors. B. Tractor air dryer. C. Foot valve exhaust. D. Steering gearbox. The correct answer is A. Trailer ABS and wheel speed sensors. Explanation. If trailer ABS isn't modulating correctly, the trailer wheels can lock and cause a jackknife. 18. A trailer that has been parked in freezing conditions will not release its spring brakes. What is a common reason? A. Springs are too strong. B. Frozen or iced up relay emergency valve or supply line. C. Weak compressor rings. D. Worn S-cam bushings. The correct answer is B. Frozen or iced up relay emergency valve or supply line. Explanation. Moisture in lines or valves can freeze, blocking air from releasing spring brakes. 19. The technician finds that the air dryer's purge cycle produces very little discharge. What should be suspected? A. Discharge line too short. B. Air dryer purge valve stuck or restricted. C. Oversized reservoirs. D. Weak spring brakes. The correct answer is B. Air dryer purge valve stuck or restricted. Explanation. A poor purge indicates that the valve isn't opening fully or is obstructed. 20. During a service application test, front brakes apply much harder than rear brakes. Which adjustment is most relevant? A. Load sensing or proportioning valve at the rear. B. Air dryer heater circuit. C. Tractor protection valve. D. Safety relief valve. The correct answer is A. Load sensing or proportioning valve at the rear. Explanation. A misadjusted or stuck load sensing valve can under-apply rear brakes. 21. A driver complains of a constant banging noise from the brake area when ABS activates on rough roads. What is happening? A. Broken return springs. B. Normal ABS modulator cycling. C. Worn compressor valves. D. Cracked drums. The correct answer is B. Normal ABS modulator cycling. Explanation. ABS rapidly applies and releases pressure, which can sound like banging or thumping. 22. The primary reservoir pressure is normal, but the secondary reservoir pressure is slow to rise. What is most likely? A. Failed one-way check valve feeding the secondary. B. Compressor worn out. C. Low governor cut in. Or D. Faulty spring brake valve. The correct answer is A. Failed one-way check valve feeding the secondary. Explanation. A restricted or stuck check valve can delay filling of one reservoir. 23. A truck has good braking when lightly loaded, but poor braking when fully loaded. What should be checked? A. Slack adjuster free travel. B. Operation of the load sensing valve or system. C. ABS power circuit. Or D. Air dryer purge frequency. The correct answer is B. Operation of the load sensing valve or system. Explanation. Load sensing valves adjust brake force based on load. If faulty, brakes may be insufficient at high loads. 25. Which statement about air disc brake pad replacement is correct? A. Pads can be mixed types on the same axle. B. Pads on an axle should be replaced in complete sets, both sides. C. Only the most worn pad needs replacement. D. Pad design does not affect ABS. The correct answer is B. Pads on an axle should be replaced in complete sets, both sides. Explanation. For balance and safety, both sides must be matched on an axle. 25.
A technician finds the air line between the foot valve and a relay valve is kinked. What symptom would this cause? A. Very slow application or delayed braking at that axle. B. Low reservoir pressure. C. Frequent ABS activation. Or D. Rapid buildup time. The correct answer is A. Very slow application or delayed braking at that axle. Explanation: a kink restricts control pressure, delaying the relay valve's response. 26. After a brake reline, the vehicle requires higher pedal effort for the same stop on the first few trips. Why? A. Drum diameter is too small. B. New linings not yet burnished to the drums. C. Governor misadjusted. D. Excessive air dryer purging. Correct answer? B. New linings not yet burnished to the drums. Explanation: fresh linings don't match the drum contour perfectly. They need a break-in period. 27. A check valve installed backwards between tanks will cause A. Normal operation. B. No airflow into the downstream tank. C. Constant air dryer purging. D. Spring brakes to drag. Correct answer? B. No airflow into the downstream tank. Explanation: backwards check valves block flow in the intended direction. 28. A driver reports that when the trailer is uncoupled, the tractor's air system drops to zero rapidly. What is most likely faulty? A. Tractor protection valve not closing. B. Wet tank heater. C. ABS wiring. D. Foot valve exhaust. Correct answer? A. Tractor protection valve not closing. Explanation: the valve should shut off airflow to a disconnected or failed trailer. 29. When performing a static, no pedal leak test, pressure drops more than allowed and you hear air at a reservoir drain valve. What should be done? A. Tighten slack adjusters. B. Replace or repair the leaking drain valve. C. Adjust the governor cutout. D. Replace all brake chambers. Correct answer? B. Replace or repair the leaking drain valve. Explanation: a drain valve that won't seal will leak during static testing. 30. A technician finds one drive axle has type 24 chambers while the other has type 30 chambers. What is the main concern? A. Samples mismatched. B. Different pushrod stroke limits only. C. Serious brake force imbalance between drive axles. D. Faster air build. Correct answer? C. Serious brake force imbalance between drive axles. Explanation: different chamber sizes produce different braking torque.
31. A disc brake caliper piston seal is damaged. What symptom is most likely? A. Brake drag and fluid/beer leakage at the caliper. B. Faster governor cycling. C. Overstroked S-cams. D. No ABS activity. Correct answer is A. Brake drag and fluid/air leakage at the caliper. Explanation: seal damage can cause both leakage and a failure to retract properly. 32. What is the purpose of the spring brake section of a combination chamber? A. Provide normal service brake force. B. Provide emergency and parking brake application. C. Control the governor. D. Dry the air. Correct answer is B. Provide emergency and parking brake application. Explanation: the large mechanical spring applies brakes when air is lost or parking is selected. 33. The driver notes that the compressor cuts in at 80 psi and cuts out at 135 psi. What is the typical issue? A. Incorrect but harmless. B. Governor set outside recommended range. C. Air dryer purge valve stuck. D. Weak spring brakes. Correct answer is B. Governor set outside recommended range. Explanation: typical cut-in is around 100 psi and cut-out around 120 to 130 psi. 80 psi cut-in is too low. 35. A technician hears a high-pitched squeal from one drum brake only when braking lightly at low speed. What is the most likely cause? A. Glazed linings or drum. B. Oversized reservoir. C. Governor stuck at cut-in. D. Damaged air dryer heater. Correct answer is A. Glazed linings or drum. Explanation: glazing can cause squeal, especially at light applications. 36. A brake lining is found cracked across its width, but still attached to the shoe. What should be done? A. Sand the crack and reuse. B. Leave it in service. C. Replace the shoe and lining assembly. D. Tighten the drum. Correct answer is C. Replace the shoe and lining assembly. Explanation: cracked linings are unsafe and must be replaced.
36. When performing an applied leak test, which of the following is correct procedure? A. Engine off, spring brakes applied, press pedal. B. Engine off, system fully charged, spring brakes released, full service application held for specified time. C. Engine idling, hand valve only. D. Engine off, reservoirs empty. Correct answer B. Engine off, system fully charged, spring brakes released, full service application held for specified time. Explanation: this is the standard way to check service circuit leakage under application. 37. The brake pedal feels normal, but stopping distance is increased and there is no sign of fade or pull. What might be the cause? A. Low friction linings installed. B. ABS cycling. C. Short stroke chambers. D. Governor cycling too fast. Correct answer A. Low friction linings installed. Explanation: linings with a lower friction rating require more torque or force to achieve the same deceleration. 38. After replacing a spring brake chamber, the technician fails to cage or compress the spring on the old chamber before removal. What is the hazard? A. Drum warping. B. Violent release of spring energy causing severe injury. C. Slow air build. D. ABS codes. Correct answer B. Violent release of spring energy causing severe injury. Explanation: the internal spring is extremely powerful and must be caged before disassembly. 39. A truck's air disc brakes show uneven rotor wear. One side of the rotor is much thinner than the other. What is most likely wrong? A. Faulty governor. B. Sticking caliper slides or pins. C. Oversized chamber. D. Low reservoir pressure. Correct answer B. Sticking caliper slides or pins. Explanation: if the caliper can't move evenly, it applies more force on one side. 40. What is a symptom of an internal leak in a relay valve? A. Constant low air warning at all times. B. Pressure at that axle bleeds off after each application. C. Governor fails to cut out. D. Air dryer no longer purges. Correct answer B. Pressure at that axle bleeds off after each application. Explanation: internal leakage can allow delivery air to escape when brakes should remain applied.
41. A vehicle with air brakes experiences repeated cracked drums on the same axle. Adjustments are correct. What should be examined? A. Tire balance only. B. brake duty cycle and driver braking technique. C. Governor cut-in pressure. B. Air dryer heater. Correct answer, B. Brake duty cycle and driver braking technique. Explanation. Overuse or improper downhill braking can cause chronic overheating and drum cracking. 42. If the compressor intake is connected to the engine crankcase, what problem is likely? A. High moisture content. B. Oil-contaminated air system. C. Low reservoir volume. D. ABS lockup. Correct answer, B. Oil-contaminated air system. Explanation. Drawing from the crankcase can pull oil vapors directly into the air system. 43. When the trailer is uncoupled, the spring brakes on the trailer do not apply automatically. What is the most likely cause? A. Wrong colored glad hands. B. Inoperative relay emergency valve or failed spring brake chambers. C. Governor cut-in pressure too sensitive. D. Air dryer purge valve leaking. Correct answer, B. Inoperative relay emergency valve or failed spring brake chambers. Explanation. The emergency relay must apply the springs when supply is lost. 44. A technician notes that the rear brakes release instantly, but the front brakes release more slowly. What should be checked? A. Steer axle quick release valve or service line restrictions. B. Trailer supply valve. C. Spring brake valve. D. Wet tank drain valve. Correct answer, A. Steer axle quick release valve or service line restrictions. Explanation. Slow release at the front usually points to quick release issues or line restrictions on that circuit. 45. The air dryer is bypassed temporarily for testing. What must the technician be most cautious about? A. Governor cut out going too low. B. Moisture and contaminants entering the brake system. C. Reduced pedal travel. D. Spring brake weakening. Correct answer, B. Moisture and contaminants entering the brake system. Explanation. Without the dryer, water and debris head straight into tanks and valves.
46. A truck's ABS warning lamp comes on intermittently when hitting bumps, then goes off. Most likely cause: A. Governor setting. B. Loose wheel speed sensor or connector. C. Undersized reservoir. D. Weak spring brakes. Correct answer is B. Loose wheel speed sensor or connector. Explanation. Bumps can momentarily break connection or change sensor gap, triggering ABS faults. 47. During a brake inspection, the technician measures the drum and finds it beyond the maximum diameter specification. What should be done? A. Reuse until linings are worn. B. Turn or machine it further. C. Replace the drum. D. Reduce air pressure. Correct answer is C. Replace the drum. Explanation. Oversized drums reduce braking effectiveness and may allow overstroke. They must be replaced. 48. A vehicle with properly adjusted brakes still has long stopping distances when towing a heavy trailer with no trailer brakes. What's the main issue? A. Lining glazing. B. Tractor brakes are overloaded and not designed to stop the combination alone. C. Governor cut-in too high. D. Undersized reservoirs. Correct answer is B. Tractor brakes are overloaded and not designed to stop the combination alone. Explanation. Regulations and design assume the trailer has functional brakes. The tractor alone cannot safely stop the full combination. 49. After replacing several valves, the technician notices that the spring brakes do not apply when the parking control is pulled, but do apply when air is completely drained. What is most likely? A. Parking control valve misplumbed or faulty. B. Weak springs in chambers. C. Oversized reservoirs. D. Wrong drum size. Correct answer is A. Parking control valve misplumbed or faulty. Explanation. The parking control valve should vent air from the spring brake side when pulled. 50. A truck's air brake system passes all leak tests, but the driver hears psst of air from under the cab after each brake release. What is this most likely? A. Foot valve failure. B. Normal quick-release valve exhaust. C. Compressor head leak. D. ABS malfunction. Correct answer is B. Normal quick-release valve exhaust. Explanation. A short exhaust sound after release is typical as the quick-release valve vents application pressure.
Thanks so much for studying with us today. I hope these practice questions helped boost your confidence and sharpen your skills. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next study session. You can click the links on screen right now to watch another study video and keep your learning going. I'll see you over there.